Hi, I'm Leanne Slaton.
And I'm Brittany Davis.
And we're the House Sisters. Sisters selling houses.
And I'm Josiah Zapata.
Oh, I love that.
Sorry.
Okay, and we did not debrief our guest on how to introduce himself. So, without further ado, this is...
I'm Josiah Zapata with Real Estate America.
So he is one of the newer agents in our office that has had a lot of success, and I'm super proud of. Me and Britt wanted to bring him on to kind of chat about his experience and his journey and how did he get licensed, how did he get interested, how did he get licensed, and all those things. But I want to start by saying congrats on a busy year, because
Thank you.
You've been doing it up. I'm proud of you.
New house, new baby coming.
Yes.
It's a lot of pressure, so...
And
He's do it.
And he's still working.
You guys could do it, I could do it.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And he's still working 7 days a week and just burning the candle at both ends because he's young enough to do so.
Absolutely.
So what got you interested in real estate? Like, what was the pull?
Really, if I could be completely honest, I didn't know anything about real estate. And so I was bouncing jobs from being a caregiver to working at Jen, the restaurant. And then Ruben came up to me and he said, hey, why don't you work for me and work in real estate? And I said, oh, shoot, that's a big opportunity, but I was super scared. So I just jumped the gun and I took the opportunity, and here I am. Yeah.
Awesome.
You
And
just had to take the jump. That's the hardest part.
Yeah. No, yeah. I wanted something better for myself. So
yeah, absolutely. And just because we did have Ruben on for a little talk earlier, we really are an organic company, Real Estate America, the House Sisters. We all just kind of came in by referral, and we work like a family. We are a family. And actually, Ruben is Josiah's godfather. So he really is family.
that's uncle.
Yes, that's uncle. So that's what kind of, and I think he took you to McCooney and bribed you.
He did. I told him no at first.
Yeah.
A couple times.
So did I.
So did I.
Really? That's what real estate is about, though, right?
If that is not a perfect example of do not fear rejection,
Yes.
I don't know what
He
is.
took me to Moss Tacos or something.
Yeah.
What?
Right behind the Sheridan. It's not Moss Tacos. It's Mezcal.
Oh, Mezcal.
El Mezcal.
Oh, mezcal. Yeah.
I was politely rejected.
Yeah.
I was too scared.
Oh, to take the
This was
leap.
7 years ago.
Yeah. So
Follow-up game was strong with him.
Yeah. His
Yeah,
follow-up
oh
game,
gosh.
Strong.
I think he likes hearing no. I think that's
Like challenge accepted.
He's like, yeah, bing. So Rube brought you in just kind of in a similar way that he brought me in, but you were kind of working at front desking for us for a little bit, which I thought was cool because I felt like that was like an easy way to build your confidence because you were getting exposed to so many different conversations and lenders calling and title reps coming in, and you're just kind of getting to see it in front of you. And I feel like then that's when you your interest was really peaked when you started seeing all the checks come in for me.
Because I was dealing with all the checks, and I was like, man, if Leanne and Ruben can get this amount, so can I.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. So
If you believe it, you can achieve it.
Exactly.
you really can.
You gotta have the mindset.
So it seems like you kind of followed, you got basically a mentor. You got an opportunity to work in the office, but then you immediately started just busting out the classes. So the classes, yours were online. I know because when I did it, it was 12 years ago, so it's a little different. So I like to hear how it is when you guys did it. We had a little bubble Scantron when we took the test.
Your class was in person?
No, my class was not, but my test was in person, and it was a bubble. What are those things called?
It's a Scantron.
Oh, Scantron. Yeah, but you guys don't do that anymore,
Yeah.
right?
I would do it on the computer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a computer there when you go take the test?
Yeah.
It's underneath this screen where you can't see. So if you were to cheat and look over someone, you can't see their screen because there's this screen above the computer.
Okay,
It's,
but backing up a little bit.
Yeah.
But you still had to do the 3 courses. Were those online?
All online, yeah.
All online. And so those are just you study the book for 17 days, and then you take the test. And then at the end, when you pass all 3 classes.
Well, you're supposed to study the book a little longer than 17 days.
But it does.
Well, each book.
It restricts you from
taking a test. sooner than
I think
17
it's
days?
every two weeks or something, you can take the next book test.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So then you get your certificate for that.
We're studying a lot longer than 17 days, just
Yeah,
to be on
yeah.
record.
Yeah.
We're not. We're
Well,
not trying
and
to
he was-
I'm just
rush the
kidding.
process.
Right.
We know that book inside and out.
Yes.
All of us.
Yeah. So from there, so you took the test, and how did you prepare for it?
Well, at first, I
Reading
thought,
the book, of course.
Exactly.
But I mean, like, did you get in
Spark
like a study group or?
Well, no, that's exactly what I did. The first test, I had focused on just reading the books and trying to get all the answers.
Mm-hmm.
I was leaning on my own understanding, and I really didn't know how to study for the test.
Such a robust amount of information.
Yeah,
It's like,
each book is like this big.
I know.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you're only given 150 questions on the test. So
What do you study?
exactly.
Okay.
First test, and by the way, I failed the test twice
Okay.
as a new agent, and it was discouraging, but I didn't give up. But for the first time, I did study the book, and then second time I studied like a crash course a little bit,
Okay.
and then the third time I just went all in with Prep Agent.
Oh, okay. So is that like a website?
It is a website, yeah.
Okay,
Prep
so-
Agent's on YouTube. There's a website for it. You could subscribe to it.
Oh, cool. Okay. Was that how much did that cost? Do you remember roughly?
It was, I mean, depending on how long you want the subscription for.
Oh, okay. And then you just feel like you went in and it was just, but when you pass, you don't know what you got. You don't know your score, right? You just know if you pass. So you're like, did I get a 70 or did I get a 94?
Yeah.
You know, it'd
But
be
when
nice.
you fail, they tell you. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And then it tells you like what area that you need to focus on more. If you
Right.
like, appraisals or title or something like that.
Yeah.
Is it broken down in categories like
It
that?
is,
I
yeah.
think so.
Okay,
And
cool.
it gives you the percentages on how you did well on those certain sections.
Okay, so you're like, okay, I've got like the escrow part down,
Yeah.
but I need to practice the other stuff or whatever.
Right.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, it's a lot of like legality laws and rules and
Title stuff.
Principles.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitions and stuff. So it's like for the most part it has nothing to do with how to do the job.
Right.
I mean, the information is, you will run across it, but
Right.
once you get into the industry and you're practicing real estate, you realize really fast that there's this much in the books and there's this much that you use all the time. And then you just become really, really, learn that stuff you use all the time really well.
Yeah.
And then when you do run across those outlier, like weird situations,
that's what the
you're
book
like,
was
yeah, that's what
talking
the book was
about.
talking about. But then you kind of pull in resources to make sure everything's done appropriately. So,
Funny
So, yeah.
you just bring this up because I was going through my stuff yesterday and I threw away all of my study guides.
oh, wow.
Okay, you don't need it. We've got Google.
Yeah, I read it over and I was like, I don't remember this at all.
You already have your license. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you're just going to keep renewing
Until I have
it.
to renew it, yeah.
Yeah, but you won't need those. So what does a day in the life of a new agent look like? Or I mean, maybe a day is kind of cutting it short. What is a week in the life of a new agent? Like, what's your downtime? When do you get up in the morning? What do you do on the weekends?
What's the day in the life of Josiah?
Day in
Yeah.
the life of Josiah, I typically wake up at 6:30. I'm
Okay.
trying to prepare myself for the baby.
Oh, nice.
I might be waking up a little earlier, huh?
Yeah,
probably like 3:30
4:30.
and 2:30,
Nice.
maybe 12:30
Nice.
as well. No, I'm just
Slowly.
kidding.
Yeah, I would say 8, 10, 12.
It's every 2 hours.
I'll slowly get there.
It's only
but-
for a short time. No, I think that's great. 6:30 is a great time.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Used to be like a lot later than that.
It used to be, yeah.
I
I used
know.
to have a hard time waking up before 10.
I know. I remember.
But
Not that you didn't, because you were always there on time, but
yeah, yeah.
I remember you saying like, I really like to sleep in and stay up late.
Me too. I can stay up really late, but it's hard for me to wake up early.
Well, now I can't even stay up late anymore.
Because you're too tired.
Yeah.
Because you get up at
You wake up-
6:30.
I wake up too early.
Really
now.
screws up your Friday nights, huh?
does,
You're
it
like,
does.
oh, it's 9, gotta go to bed. Okay, sorry.
A
Go
day in
back.
the life of Josiah. I wake up at 6:30. I work on myself, right? So I go to the gym, maybe read some books, maybe the Bible, and then I go to the office, put in some work, follow up with clients, and I try to get some showings going,
Yeah.
especially for my buyers.
Yeah.
And then on the weekends, I'm either showing homes or doing open houses.
Yeah, you do a lot of open houses, and I really like open houses because that's, I feel like, how I built my business in the first year.
Yeah.
I made a lot of good connects that way. So how are your open houses going right now?
In the beginning, as a new agent, it didn't go well because like you're just trying to find that credibility and
Work on that dialogue.
exactly like working with other people and having to show your worth to strangers, really.
And being confident about it.
Exactly.
And when you're new, it's like, ooh, you know, it's hard to.
They'll ask you about the market and you're like, it's going.
Yeah. It's going.
Yeah.
It's going.
And I used to use a lot of slang when I was talking to people, but I built this level of professionality. Is that a word?
Professionalism.
Professionality.
But professionality sounds
I like
really
it. It's like your personality, but when you're professional.
Professional personality.
Yes.
I like that.
Yeah, my professionalism. And it built my confidence with talking to people.
Good.
I
know.
Like you have the gift of gab. Like, for sure. Like, Ruben always says the gift of gab. Like,
yeah, and I feel like Jess is like super likable. Like, I see his group of people, and it's like they come through thick. I'm like,
they do, yeah.
Here, the way he was interacting with like our
videographers. Yeah,
I like feel
it's like they knew each other forever. You're so warm. Yeah,
very warm, and that's like really what you need as far as like the likability factor and just not being intimidating for people to approach you.
Yeah.
You don't have to be serious all the time.
And I listen to your conversations, you know, following up cold leads and agents and all of that. And
it's a big difference from when I started.
Oh yeah. But I didn't think you were bad when you started, but I can definitely tell like you're in the commanding seat now. Like you're just like, okay, yes, this, that, but you really should do this. And you know, it's just you're so strong. And
thank you.
Yeah, it's an inspiration really. So are you happy? Are you happy doing this job?
I am. Yeah.
Are you happy living this dream?
There are stressful days, but at the end of the day, it is absolutely rewarding.
What would be like the number one advice you'd give to somebody considering coming into the business? Don't and give me your referrals.
I actually have 3 tips for newcomers. So tip number 1 is to build your brand before you even pass the exam. Because when you do pass the exam, you're going to feel so flustered. I need to get my YouTube done. I need to get my Instagram page set up. I need to call all my family and friends. When you can do that before you pass the exam.
I agree. That's gold right there. Yeah. Don't wait until you get your license to start to
telling people what you're going to do.
Yeah. And taking them along on that journey too. Yeah. Just like I am working on getting my license. I'm working on a team of licensed realtors, and we are here for your real estate needs because, you know, at that time you and Ruben were partnering up, and he was licensed, and I think you sold houses to people that were kind of connects of yours, but you know, Ruben did the work, but he was able to shadow in that time and all that. So keep it legal, but keep your brand building.
Exactly. Okay. Tip number 2, or another tip for people is, don't be afraid to make mistakes. You're going to make mistakes in this industry, especially as a new agent, and those mistakes will gain some experience under your belt.
Yeah.
And then another tip, the most important tip, is mental health is very important, because at the end of the day, people are going to remember you because of the way you made them feel.
Yeah.
And if you're not inspired to educate these people, how do you expect them to remember you? Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Thank you.
Well, thanks for coming on today. We love having you. We love that you're in our family and our office, and super excited for you and Elena and the baby.
Thank you. And I'm super happy to be a part of a team where I can lean on you and Brittany and even Ruben too.
Yeah. Anything you need, we've got you.
I appreciate you guys.
All right.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. This is the House Sisters selling houses, and we'll see you on the next one.